welcome back. I now commit the 2157 Annual Senatorial Meeting to session. So, let's get to it. I'm happy to announce great advancements for the Confederation, with our Navy now holding strong and 4 heavily armed destroyers and 2 experimental stealth vessels. And 5 more naval vessels will be completed by the end of the next year, and we can expect a full flotilla to be completed by 2160. With these developments, we will be capable of defending our borders as well as safeguarding those most vulnerable, and I implore the Senate to continue their funding and vote in favour of future military spending efforts to help embolden the Confederation. Now, onto economic policy. Continuing mining and economic diversification efforts in the outer colonies have brought in increases in economic power, and the jobs issues in those colonies itself is quickly being dealt with. I will be announcing multiple new projects in the coming years to help continue this effort. Now, on to foreign policy. Relations continue to be good with the aliens to the north sector of the galaxy, and the aliens responsible for the destruction of the Osiris are currently being monitored. It is with great pride that I can announce the operation that will avenge the Osiris will occur within a decade and will attempt to secure the entire system that the Osiris was destroyed in. And with that, I call the meeting adjourned. I look forward to reading your replies. Signed, Consul Gale Severus. Hello and welcome to the next episode of the Aurora FX C# New Horizons Let's Play series. Before I get into today's episode, I do want to mention a few things. The first is, I apologise for a long wait on videos. I've unfortunately been feeling quite unmotivated to make stuff, and my sleep schedule's been awry, and there's been some other issues that I've been dealing with as well, and so I've not been able to upload as frequently as I may have wanted, or as much as is needed. There will be more videos coming out. I'll be getting back into it. Don't expect a video every day, but there will be videos coming out as I can get them out accordingly. I will try to work on as much as I can. Other than that, a few things to address. First thing, I fixed our organization. As you can see here, I've organized it all properly now so that it's much easier to see and handle, and it'll just make my life easier and your guys' life easier. You know, I've sorted it all accordingly to where I want to have it sorted to, so that's good. And yeah, overall, I think everything is going good on that front. But yeah, don't feel worried. I will be getting more videos out. I do apologize. I'll also be trying some new things soon that I'm going to be looking into, new games, maybe new ideas. I'm getting ready to kind of move on from this series eventually and start moving into something new, and I'm looking into formats that would be most appropriate for that, and seeing how you guys would react to that accordingly. So yeah, let's actually get into the game, because we haven't for a long time, so give me a second. I might not actually remember what we were doing particularly, but I do remember what we were doing. We were kind of just building up our navy and doing some stealth operations and doing some other stuff. But we weren't doing things too much. So let's just kind of have an overview of where our civilization, where our nation is at. So we are currently colonizing New Caprica with our orbital habitats. And that was going pretty decently. They've got 10% population growth thanks to it being an orbital habitat. And we're planning to put mines on here just to get a nice trickle of every resource quickly to New Solaris. We also obviously have Ares, Diana, and Apollo, which are all colonized. Apollo has got a lot lower population than I expected. It should have much higher. 1 second, civilian economy, destination. Yeah, it should be getting more. So this is our core worlds. We also have Firstphone or Perisphone, which is a moon or dwarf planet, I mean. That is getting us many resources, as we can see here. It's producing nearly 3,000 tons of uranium a year, which is being shipped directly to New Solaris. Then also in our extrasolar colonies, we have Essence, which is currently beginning its mining progress and is mining thorium and uranium and corundium, which it is then using accordingly to move those resources and start refining them into fuel refineries. Now, we do need a refueling station here if we are actually to make use of this as a refueling hub, but for now it is transporting the fuel that we will be needing. We also have the Sol mining station, which is an orbital habitat, and it is currently in the process of mining resources here. So as we can see here, it's mining sorium, corbomite, and various other reasons. We have had a corbomite shortage recently, which has obviously not been very good for us. And we also are having some wealth issues, I think. No, wealth should be fine. So manufacturing efficiency is I'm not sure why it's like that, but it should be all fine. So yeah, this is the benefit though of, oh yes, we have a worker shortage. That is an issue. A little bit too many mines and we have a worker shortage. We then have Diligence, which is Sirius A3, and this world is another world that is colonized. It's got a very good amount of resources that we are producing, and they're then being transported accordingly over to New Solaris, and that will be used to fund other things. Overall, the world is looking very good. We have ground forces here. We will need to look into planetary protection eventually, but for now, that's working just fine. We then have our newest colony in YZ Ceti. This is Virtue. It's currently having some terraforming happening, and we have no annual population growth. What's that? Manufacturing efficiency. Available workers. Oh, it's because we're not producing anything, so there wouldn't be any population growth like that. There should be population growth here. I'm not sure why that is not. That is that's very concerning. I'll have to look into that. Maybe it can't display. Oh, there we go. Now it can display. 13%. I might have wrong face there, but yeah, 13% because we've got 30% population growth multiplier, and then we're getting 10% population increase because of how small the place is. So the population is increasing by 13%, which is actually ridiculous when you think about it. Normal population growth nowadays in modern world is like 1-2%, like around there. That's our population growth overall on the planet. So 13%, I mean, that's 4.6 million people. You know, we're looking at nearly 800,000 people a year. Like almost like, no, not quite. We're looking at like, probably like 600, 700,000 people, new people a year are being added from population efforts. So that's very interesting. Now, in terms of our naval and shipyard situation, we were tooling up for bigger shipyards. We were producing many more destroyers, which are our main source of defense and capability at the moment due to their size and relative ease. And to really amplify building this up, I'm going to tell our scientists to begin looking into research for shipbuilding rate. Because I want to get the shipbuilding rate up as much as we can. Because with that shipbuilding rate, we'll be able to overall just increase the amount of destroyers we can get out here. I'm overall not too concerned about our naval design. I'm more concerned about just getting as many vessels out as possible. So we have the Tipperary, the Valiant, the Libby, the Matchless, and the Tyrian, as well as the some other vessels. We have another tug and a freighter on the way. And those vessels will be done very, very soon. We'll have 3 of them done in 2158, which we are currently in 2157, if you can see that. I'm not sure you can due to the white on the black background, but there we go, 2157. And yeah, so we obviously had the 2 Heavy. He was running out of fuel, but I think that's fine now. The CSS Antelope completed her overhaul. We were training our Navy up, as we can see here. They were being trained up. Now, we did have a damaged ship, of course. So this ship was damaged. If we have a look at damage control, one of its engines blew out during training. So we're going to have to wait for the Valiants to be done before we can specifically get that sorted. We also have different kinds of vessels coming onto the line. Now, if we have a look at the tactical situation, now in the intro you did see the map and the current situation in the galaxy. This area is basically jump stabilized, which means that jump ships are not going to be too important for quite a while. But it is important to have that capability if we so need it. So we're just needing to pump out as many vessels as we possibly can. Now, we're familiarizing ourselves with the actual ships we have. We have obviously the Deliverance, the Valiant, and the Vanguard, and I do plan to make a bigger ship that will be able to appropriately defend and bring in some more heavier firepower. So the Vanguard, as you know, is a very fast ship. It's got some decent armor on it. Pretty low deployment time, but that's not needed for the amount of time. It's going to be using tankers, so it's got not much fuel on it on its own. But it has a lot of gauge cannon rate of fire, which is really what's most effective there. And one thing I do notice, though, is I made a mistake here on this design because this is using the old beam fire control. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Space Master to quickly remedy this, just because that was a dumb mistake that I made a while ago, and I should have not had that. Not had that happen. So I'm going to unlock the design, and I'm going to put in a this beam fire control. There we go. Which will obviously increase the size. Yes, I will have to reduce the size of this. So 1 second. So fuel storage, tiny. Get rid of that. There we go. And that works out just fine for us. Very little fuel. We are obviously going to need to use tankers, so we have to be very wary of that. I hope you can excuse my use of Space Master. Just quickly get that sorted out. And then obviously we have the Valiants, which uses particle beams. And those particle beams will be used obviously for they will be used to deal with enemy ships and other things. I want it to be more armored and armed as possible. But I'm kind of okay with it where it is. These ships are not cheap though. That is one thing. They're around 1,500 build points, so we have to be very concerned with that. Anyway, let's actually get to some increments in the game. It's only 10 minutes into the episode. I haven't made one increment. So what I am gonna do is, well, there's no real need for exploration, I don't think. I do want to do it by the end of the decade. Let's just get some time incrementing. By the end of the decade, I do want to actually go pay those aliens in Strumir a visit and actually try and deal with them. Tug, finished. That's fine. Let me find my tugs. Logistics. And this tug here. This tug. Yes. Okay. There's a lot here. We have a lot of freighters, but some of these are just one group, well, like one freighter per one. So, our Centauri orders are not possible. Yeah, okay, yeah, I get it. New Caprica, removal. Don't cycle. There you go. And we complete research in missile reload recharge rate. So how's our missile tech actually coming along? Missiles are going good. One thing that I am going to put research into is continuing shield, because I want our next generation of warships to have shields on them, because I feel like it will be important to our overall navy. So the Deliverance has completed her overhaul, and everything else is looking good. In terms of diplomacy, what's our current situation here? We have established trade. Or allowing our trade access, but they have not allowed us trade access themselves, which is a little bit concerning, honestly. Vanguard has completed overhaul. Karen has completed overhaul. Very good. Okay, 15%, maximum fuel. And then we're just kind of waiting for time to kind of increment through here, as we can see. Complete research into active guard sensor strength. Commanding officer. Yeah, that looks fine to me. Okay, the Matchless class, or Vanguard class, has been completed and assigned to the 1st Confederation Defense Fleet. One thing I am going to do is we're going to need to repair one of those ships, so I'm going to tell the shipyard not only to do that, but to add extra slipways. We're going to need extra slipways if we are to continue our ramp up, and also if our ships get damaged, we will need to be able to mass repair as quickly as we can. So I'm going to go for repair. The CSS Vanguard, please repair that ship for me, please. Thank you very much. And now I need to check obviously our naval organization situation. So now we have 5 ships. We have oh, this was not named properly. I will rename this to the CSS Deliverance. So we have the CSS Deliverance, the CSS Artillery, the CSS Cowan, and the CSS Matchless, and then the CSS Vanguard. All destroyers. We'll get them back into training. We were nearly finished our training with 2 of the vessels, respectively. That was the Cowan and the Vanguard. As we can see here, 70% training, getting that training up as much as we can. What's our current situation in terms of our academies? We are on number 5. Okay, so good. So we are getting that 10% extra grade bonus there for our ships. I want to make sure, though, that our current naval command situation is we need a fleet commander for this. So let's assign a fleet commander. So we're going to need a higher ranking, maybe a prefectus. We're going to need a naval officer who will be good at combat, tactical is what's most important here. And then we want to go for admin commands. So let's look for our admin commands, military admin commands. And then we want to go for Confederation of Centaur Navy, Naval Command, Naval Survey, Stealth Command, Logistics Command. What is it called? Because I do not. It is called Naval Command. Okay, that makes sense. So we're going to go over here. We're going to assign. What is this guy's name? Let me have a look here. His name is Navark Chadwick Sher. We're going to promote him directly to the position, so we're going to assign you to the Naval Command. Oh, then we will promote you. Let me see here. Promote. I promote you. And then I want you to then run the task group. So run task group, assign. And as I did promote you as well, what I am going to do is I'm going to award you a medal. So we will award you the Confederation Wings First Class Medal for distinctive service in the Confederation. And yeah, we will award you that medal accordingly. The citation for this is promoted for tactical excellence. Let's do that. So there we go. He's been awarded his medal accordingly. He's a little bit resentful, but he's good at his job. He's got good reactions and good tactical. And hopefully he will be able to effectively command our naval forces during combat and during overall logistics and management. Once we hit a mass of naval vessels, I'll feel comfortable and be able to move out and actually assist in doing some other things. So we just had another naval ship complete. Now, where do I want to send this? Freighter complete. We got enough for doing that. We're unloading mines there. We're also unloading mines here. We are unloading minerals and moving them back and forth. This is a Barossa class. And then we are also unloading and moving mines to Sirius. Intra-system jump. What are you doing? You are unloading all minerals. So what we'll do is I will tell our new freighter to... I'm going to detach, and I'm going to tell the freighter to join... I think Freighter Group 3... Freighter Group 3 could probably use you. So we're going to move you over. I'm going to tell you to join Freighter Group 3. Join fleet, and that should be all good for us. And we're going to put an order in for another one because we can never have too many of those. So we're going to put an order in for construction, and I'm going to put that into our shipyard fleet. There we go. We're going to get a few more freighters as well. So let's do. These are short range freighters. I don't want to be building too many more of those. Honestly, I'm going to phase those out. Troop transports. We're going to need to build a few more troop transports if we are actually going to take over the enemy area. In terms of our ground forces, we've been neglecting them pretty severely here. What I'll do is in between this episode and the next episode, I will go about designing new ground forces and getting up to modern technology, because as we can see, our tech has advanced considerably since we first designed our basic ground forces. So yeah, once we reach, I think, shipyard tasks. Once all of these vessels complete, I will feel comfortable in attempting to engage the enemy. Though I do want to get as many of them as we can. The freight has completed orders from Diana, so where is that? Freighter Splatte? Which one are you? Oh, yeah, you just join the freight group, didn't you? That makes sense. Okay, let's just have a look here. The CSS Tripoli and the CSS Valiance just finished construction. Very good. We are going to put an order in for 2 more vessels. So these are the Valiance classes. So these are the particle beams. These are our offensive ships. So we're going to put an order in for Shipyard Fleet. I want 2 more of these vessels. And those will be constructed. CSS Valiance is 2159. A decent amount of speed. What's our current Empire mining situation? So, obviously, Sorium is down. Corbomite is looking a lot healthier, though. I'm very happy about that. Duranium is a real issue that is starting to become very prevalent here. So, we're going to need to do a lot to countermand that. Luckily, we do have a lot of a lot of Duranium now coming in. And that will be increasing as mines are moved away from New Solaris and moved to the outer colonies for them to appropriately give minerals back to where they need to be getting to. Complete research into Delta Shields. Very good. We're going to go to defensive systems, and we're going to get our shield recharge rate, because we're actually going to need that. And what's the status of repair? Will be repaired in 2158. Okay, that's fine. Let's just get some time actually taking care. Reach target capacity. CSS has been repaired. Okay, very good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over here and this over here. So now we have a grand total of 7 destroyers, made up of what kind of classes do we have here? If we have a look at ship list, so we have 2 Valiances, 1 Deliverance, and 4 Vanguard. So that is a significant point defense capability there. And we're going to need to get these guys trained up. So I'm going to move these guys into training group 1. So we're going to get those guys hopefully trained as much as we can. We need to assign a fleet commander to that, because that will actually help improve overall training capability. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go for crew training. Select this, and I need to go for a Naval Academy command. I'm looking for someone who is capable of heavy training. So we're going to go for training command, training group. There we go. That works for me. And that also means that we have a slip open up. So we're going to produce another Vanguard class. We're just trying to get as many of these vessels out as possible. These are what is really tanking our uranium, because these are costing about 400, uranium a pop, which is not a cheap amount for just 1 vessel. It's too junior to effectively command. With the sense by bonuses, Legatus. Oh, Christ. So Prefectus, Chadwick, Sure. So Prefectus, Chadwick. It's a lot of Chadwicks. Chadwick, sure. I'll promote you again. There you go. You are now Legatus. feel happy about your promotion. You are now Legatus, and you've been promoted accordingly with your commission. Shield recharge rate just completed the first level, so we're going to go for shield recharge rate 1.5. How is economic situation looking here? Mining. Essence, your mining situation is starting to get pretty good. I wanted to get something else moved out over here. I wanted to get a we need to go to our freighter group. I need to go to freighter group 3. I'm going to grab this. Are you already moving? No, you're not. So I'm going to detach this. Go to New Solaris. Load a refueling station, please. Then I want you to go to Proxy Centauri. I want you to unload the refueling station and then head back, because this will then allow us to refuel from New Solaris, which will be very important if we ever need to fall back or have another fuel depot nearby. Okay, everything is looking good. We are continuing our production. How is training looking? I want to make sure that we are not having too many issues in terms of maintenance, because if we have to repair, that's going to take up slipways. So let's have a look at our military. So training is going up here, getting some great training. Trade is also going up. Maintenance deployment time is going up as well. I'm going to just make sure that they refuel and resupply, so that if there is a maintenance issue, that we are getting it sorted. So they just complete their orders. We are moving things back. Another tube heavy tug just was completed. I don't really need too many right now, as most of our orbital habitats are being moved accordingly. So let's have a look here. So we had spare ships. Yes, we had these 3 spare orbital habitats. So what I will do is I will order I'll order our tugs. So we have tugs here, obviously. This ship should not be here. It should be in the New Caprica orbital habitat. There we go. I'm gonna tell the 2 heavy. Well, our new 2 heavy. Where is the 2 heavy? 2 heavy. I'm gonna move you over directly to here. No, touch. So move over to 2 heavy. So 2 heavy, and then I'm gonna tell you to go to fleets. Where's spare ships? Track to any ship in fleet. Then go to New Caprica, and then release tracted ships, and then refuel. CSS has completed her orders. So if we have a look at Essence now, we should have a refueling station. We do not, as it will need more passes. This was a mistake by me, because refueling stations are obviously bigger. They're much bigger than otherwise. So I'm going to go to load installation, load refueling station, and then go to Box and Centauri, then go to Essence and unload. So unload refueling station, go to Alpha Centauri, and then refuel. I'm going to repeat this 4 times. So that should get us exactly as much as we need just for 1 refueling station on the planet. The destination cannot be found. Please issue new orders. Completed. Correct. Okay, very, very good. So we're going to tell this one to stop. So stop, and then we are going to combine all of these, and then we're going to move them directly over to New Caprica orbital habitat. So there we go. So New Caprica should now be able to support significant population. Yeah, 9 million population it can now support, and it has a lot of workers here. So what we are going to do is I should have some freighters available for this, as well as obviously that other freighter there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to detach this. I'm going to move this over to freighter command. So just like, there we go. I'm going to move this over directly to freighter command. Why can you not? There we go. Freighter command. And I'm going to rename this to freighter group 7. And I'm going to tell it to load mines. And then I'm going to then go over here, go to New Caprica, and then unload installation, unload mine, refuel. And then we're going to repeat this, so that'll be 4, 8, 16, 32. So that'll be 32 times. It'll be doing that. So that should be plenty for New Caprica. Shield recharge rate just completed again, so we're going to again go for better technology for shield recharge rate, as we want to get up to a decent tech level before we continue any further with that. So as you can, we complete the research into internal confinement fusion technology, which is very, very good. So that'll be what our new generation of warships are based on. So we're going to then continue our research directly into, I think, efficiency is what we really want to get out of our engines. But yes, in internal confinement fusion technology is our next big engine tech, which will increase our engine power by 25%. We just completed another deliverance. Excuse me, another deliverance. I'm going to then put an order in for another one. So shipyard fleet. Actually, we probably don't need one right now because we got jump stabilization everywhere. Let me check on my my military though, because I do not want to have them overburden themselves significantly. Yeah, MSP is down. They've done their they've done their first one, so we're going to move them directly out and back into the home fleet. And then I'm going to tell them to refuel, resupply, and then begin their overhaul accordingly. How is our maintenance situation actually looking like, though? I do want to make sure that we can maintain the ships we have in... Yeah, so we're currently maintaining 110,000 tons worth of military vessels. But our maintenance... a lot of that's going to be on survey vessels, but our maintenance capacity is far above that, so we should be just fine. They fully rested. The ship building rate just increased. Let's go for 1,000. You know, this is increasing it by, 25%. So that's gonna mean that we'll have those by 2159, and this year is gonna be 2159. So, 2 Terror classes were constructed. Very good. Freighters are moving in and out. A lot of people are dying. Completed all their overhauls. Very good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get ready to move this fleet. So the things that we're going to need to actually move the fleet accordingly is obviously going to be, we're going to need tankers, and we're going to need some other things. So what I will do is I'll requisition a few tankers. So where are you? Orbiting New Solaris. Okay, so you are going to be used. You will refuel, and then you will join the 1st Confederation Defense Fleet. You are not full, so you will refuel, and then you will join the 1st Confederation Defense Fleet. And they will act as the support fleet accordingly. Now, this is going to mean that they will be traveling much slower, but it should work out accordingly for them. Once they have refueled and joined, we will then wait a little bit until we have... I would say until September 2159, and then we will order the operation to commence. At that point, we will have 4 more destroyers, which I'd feel much confident with having that many destroyers. The CSS Tyrian was just constructed, so I'm going to order in for another one to be constructed as well. And then after this, I think we're going to slow down our overall ship construction because we are starting to pump out naval vessels extremely quickly at this point. Complete research into primary flight control, very good. I'm going to put research now into getting us some better Gauss cannon technology. So we're going to go for a rate of fire 5, which will mean they'll fire, 25% more. Okay, and the Cumir has joined New Solaris. Very good. Complete research into thermal reduction technology. STO light batteries have been trained on New Solaris. Very good. Okay, what's the situation of our military forces? Okay, so we have obviously our two tankers here. We will refuel and fleet. So, current status of the Navy. We have 2 Valiances, 5 Vanguards, and 1 Deliverance class, of a total of 8 warships. And then we have 2 tankers, which will be used for, 2 tankers which we used to refuel. So overall, looking very strong there. So we're going to now just keep incrementing time through as we wait for vessels to be constructed. How is New Caprica mining technology doing? Mining miners 1.5. Okay, very good. So now we are getting all that in. Stockpile plus production from Essence. We still need to get more stuff actually moved off there. We also need to get these resources moved off as quickly as we can because we're going to need to dedicate more freighters to actually move those resources because this stockpile plus production So I need to get a mass driver moved over there at some point to New Caprica, but I do not have the ability to right now. So we're gonna go for getting full efficiency, just even more done. Okay, let's continue. Fuel storage is more than 90% full, more than 90% full. Oh, do not have our tankers moving over to properly take fuel? Did I make a mistake? Did I not have a fuel thing sort itself out? How much fuel did each need? That'll be, so if you have 8 times 500,000, we're looking at like 2.33 million, 4 million liters. We don't need 2 then. We'll detach this. I'm going to move this over to tanker commands. And then I'm going to tell this one to transfer fuel to colony. Let's do that. Diplomatic inactive research facilities. Let's do some ground combat stuff. I do want to get some construction equipment. That's definitely something I do want to do for fortifications. Okay, complete orders. Very, very good. So I'm going to tell the tanker to fleets. Defiance fuel harvesters. Refuel from stationary tankers. That we need to do. 1 second. How many? We'll do this every 6 months. So 1 second. A lot of seconds in 6 months. So we're going to do an order delay of that much. There we go. We are going to refuel from Defiance harvesters every 182 days. And then we're going to go and refuel from New Solaris. We don't want to refuel. No. Remove last. We want to transfer fuel to colony. And then just cycle those moves. And that should be fine. There we go. Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave the episode off. I hope you have enjoyed. Some very exciting progress in terms of fleet build-up, ship construction. And hopefully next episode we should have ship combat coming up. As we move our naval vessels to avenge the Osiris for ourselves and for that crew, and we will reclaim the wreckage and we will put that in a museum somewhere, and we will never lose it again. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.